Yo, what's up? Today we're going to check out the SQ sequencer, which is an amazing hardware-inspired melodic sequencer. We're going to make some 303-ish Chemical Brothers-inspired bass lines. Let's check it out. Okay, sweet. So here I have an empty, fresh instance of SQ sequencer. You can download this for free if you have Ableton 12 Suite. Just download the sequencers pack. And we already talked about the rhythmic steps in a different video. Today we're going to check out the SQ sequencer. So I loaded it up right before this instrument. We'll talk about what your instrument should be. This is kind of like a 303 style instrument, again inspired by the Chemical Brothers. Now, this type of sequencers don't need a clip. You just hit spacebar and it's already playing. Nice. Now, before we do anything, I'm going to put it in key mode. I have my global key set to E minor blues. Let me fold the browser. E minor blues. And you can set any key you want. You can also set it manually here, but let's just do the global key awareness right here. Nice. Now, we have right now 8 steps, and we have different sequencers. As you can see, pitch, octave, velocity. We even have a second page for some other cool options here. I'm going to, first of all, randomize the pitch until we find something we like. And I'm already going to take the octave down on everything, -1. All right, so we can continue hitting that. Okay, excellent. Now, regarding the instrument, it's very important that the instrument, I'm using drift here, have some velocity sensitivity here. So I have the velocity map to the filter. So here we have the velocity lane. Let's randomize that. Huge difference, okay? But it won't make a difference unless your instrument have this velocity sensitivity. And also the length, the envelope here, I have long decay, short release for the length sequencer to also make a difference. Nice. And here I have this one macro mapped to a lot of different parameters inside this instrument, all these effects. Okay, nice. Now, we can't really do glide here unless we make one of the steps. Let's make it long. Let's make one of the steps really high. Maybe octave higher. Let's open the velocity and the length. Let's go the second page, and here we have time shift, so we can move ahead in time one of the steps. Let's make also the next step a bit longer. Now we can hear that glide. Nice. Another cool thing we can do, let's go number 2. I can say the condition that some steps, and let me change the pitch. Will only happen every 4th loop. So let's do something here. I'm going to take this step, I'm going to make it really short. Let's make it high, also in pitch. Let's go right back here. Let's open this up a bit. Nice. And let's make it happen only every 8. And we'll ratchet 1, so it's kind of stuttering. And we'll make it very short in time so we can hear the stuttering. Nice. We can also go down in condition, so it won't happen every certain amount of loops. Maybe the second step we'll do every 4. Don't happen. So you can make quite complex loops, sequences with this condition, which is super awesome. Nice. I can extend it to 16 steps, and the 16 steps is already randomized from before, but let's say one of the sequencers here, like the condition, I want to loop just the first 8. So I'm gonna link it right here and do 8. And let's reset it. Nice. And each one of these linking, by the way, is its own sequencer, so I can have its own playback style, forward, backward, randomize, snake, which is super awesome. Nice. Now let's say I want to randomize one of the steps pitch right here. Let's go back to 8. Maybe the last one, or the first one. Let's open the velocity and delect. Let's do that. So I'm gonna randomize just this. So for that, I'm gonna let's load modulator. Let's do it with the LFO. I'm gonna put it on random. Let's synchronize it right now our clock right here is 16, so every 16. And let's map it to the pitch here. So now it's kind of randomizing the pitch just for that step. And you can of course continue and have your own controlled randomization with anything you want here. Now we also have the MIDI tab, meaning that I can play MIDI here and it won't really play the sequencer, it will just transpose it. So this is our first. Let's go 4 bars. And then maybe we're gonna go here. Let's launch it. Let's duplicate this. So we have one C, which is not transposed at all. And then we transpose it up to semitones. We can see it also right here. Super awesome stuff, I love it. Such an awesome sequencer. Now here we're using it more for kind of aggressive 303 style bass lines, but you can do it more for ambient stuff. I can even include, and I'm not gonna do it here because we're doing the bass line, but I can include a chord MIDI effect right after it and start creating harmonies for each step and randomizing them and do a lot of cool stuff. Okay, sweet. So let's also check out the instrument here. And again, besides the velocity and the envelope, which we should make sure that we have velocity sensitivity and an envelope with long decay and short release to work the best with the SQ sequencer, here I have this one knob, one macro mapped to a lot of different destinations. So I have this more very kind of expressive macro control that can do a lot of things. One thing I want to point out here that I wanted this filter to have a special movement and kind of custom control over the length of this. So what I did is I used the shaper modulator to have custom curves in manual mode, and I map that manual to my main macro, and then you can see as I go up, the filter closes and then open and back up, and then completely turned off, and then it takes to the shaper modulator, allows me to do custom plots, custom plans, curves for this macro. So now we can create much smarter macros with the shaper, which is super awesome. I have them right here layered in a rack. They're just muted because I'm only using them for modulation. And I have one chain that is empty just for audio, which allows us to do this super awesome custom shapes for the macros. So I will share this, I will add it to the composition power tools if you want to grab it. I'll probably also share it on my website if you want to check the website. I'll post a link in the description. Okay, now what if we want to actually capture this in MIDI and have it as a MIDI clip? Because right now, again, we don't need MIDI. The only thing the MIDI clip is doing is transposing the entire sequence. So like any MIDI effect, you can capture it by creating a new MIDI track, taking the MIDI from the track with the MIDI effect, in our case is called Chemical 303, and recording that MIDI into a new MIDI track. Let me do that. So now we capture in whatever is happening on that MIDI track. Whatever changes we're going to do is going to reflect on the MIDI, like our transposition right here. Nice. Now I can take this MIDI clip, put it back on the track, and turn off the SQ sequencer because we captured it. Let me put it on 8 bars. Captured it into a new MIDI clip. So we essentially should sound the same. Nice. So the SQ sequencer, absolutely amazing. I love this for this type of things. Although you can do a lot of stuff also for more melodic, ambient, even harmonic, if you combine it with other MIDI effects, like the chord MIDI effect. Here I have some, let me delete this MIDI track. I have some addictive drums. I made some breakbeat, just program a breakbeat here. Here it is. Some drum fill with a follow action, so it's going to go next. And some alarm sounds, again, inspired by the Chemical Brothers. They had those alarms in the background. So I'm just going to let it play, and I'll catch you next time.